Good afternoon, everybody. It's your boy, Ben 10, back with another classic, back with another banger. Here doing what we got to do to get to where we got to go. We got a treat for y'all today, starting this way.
Yeah, it's D-Lo from the 6th floor.
What's poppin'? It's your girl Key.
Hey, what's up with it? It's your boy Joe T.
What's good, Josh? Your boy Aaron Spencer, A-Money from Kansas City.
Hey, what's good? It's your boy Monty Grant Pate, sports reporter, writer, and podcaster.
And lastly, it's your girl Maya K with the word of the day. And starting off, we are going to Lincoln News. On Tuesday, October 1st, there will be a freshman class meeting with President Dr. Gerald Jones Woolfolk. So freshmen, make sure you attend that and go listen to our president and whatever she has to say. Also, on Wednesday, there's the sophomore class meeting in the ballroom. So that's where both meetings will be at. They'll be in the ballroom at 6 p.m., both with the president. So freshmen and sophomores, make sure you are attending those meetings. Also, we have the Career Center with some news. They are actually having a World of Work workshop every second and fourth Thursday of the month at 5:30 p.m. in Page Library Suite 232. So basically what the workshop is kind of teaching you how to behave and conduct yourself in the workplace. So anyone who is thinking about having a job after graduation, you need to attend that because we definitely need to know how to conduct ourselves. And lastly, for Lincoln News, we have the general education test. So seniors, if you are graduating this year, make sure you are registering by October 11th. That is a Friday. To take that test, you must take the GET test to graduate. All right, Ben, what you got for us?
Well, like I said, we do have a treat for you guys today. We actually have a special guest in the building. Special guest in the building. You know, I love a good comeback story. Let's talk about adversity. A whole 180 turn. I'm talking about a student that was suspended from Lincoln University and has made his way all the way up the ranks. We got a cheer fi captain in the building. We got a cheerleading assistant coach in the building as well. I mean, would everybody give a warm, welcoming round of applause to your 2019-2020 SGA Vice President, Mr. Nick, man. How you feeling, man?
Hey y'all, what's up? I'm feeling good. Thank y'all for that.
Okay, so how you doing today, Nick?
I'm doing well. All is well.
That's
I can't
good.
complain.
How has being vice president been treating you?
In all honesty, it's been treating me well. I can say that I've gained a lot of connections here, and made a lot of connections here with new people, and regaining the friendship with old people and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And also like resources here, from local establishments, job opportunities, internships, hostings, and things like that. So it's been going good.
Speaking of hostings,
Coming soon.
See us during homecoming week.
So, Nick, like in the introduction, like you got all these jobs. You got cheerleading, Cheer 5, the Senate, SGA, all that. So how do you balance things like this? Because that's a lot. I don't think I'd be able to do it.
Actually, it is hard. But it's only hard if you make it hard. You just have to really make time for what it is that you want to happen, what you want to see happen. So with as far as my role as a student first, I have to make sure that all my homework and stuff is done before I can go to any SGA meeting. Going to SGA meeting, I have to make sure that my mind is clear of not being just a regular student, but being a student leader. So I have to go from a student to a student leader, and then after that EBOR, I then have to prepare myself to holding down a whole entire Senate. So it's like in 3 entities, I have to be somebody else, but I'm still myself. Mm-hmm. And managing all of that, you just have to it's a mind thing. So sometimes when you get it in your head, you kind of get anxious, you feel overwhelmed, you feel crowded, but you got to get it out of your head. You have to really make time for it. Have I made a lot of time for it? Yeah, sometimes it be crunch time for a lot of stuff, mm-hmm. but it's a job, and then somebody got to do it.
Facts. So, speaking of you being suspended and all, mm-hmm. So what happened, Nick, with that?
Okay, so a lot
Y'all,
of
this
people-
was not recently neither. This is not.
It was not recently. So I transferred from STLCC from in St. Louis to Lincoln in spring of 2014. Later on in that August of 2014, I should say late August or late fall, I got cool with a girl who's my best friend, who's still my best friend to this day. It was just a situation that happened. It was over a boy. My friend was talking to a guy who was also sleeping with another girl, and the girl got jealous and got upset and used to be petty. So my friend was this quiet girl from Kansas City who just like all about her book. She wasn't no fighter, wasn't into all that type of stuff. And basically the girl was on some rah-rah with my friend. So the girl, she's soft. I'm gonna say that. She's soft. And basically she only acted that way when she was around her friends. So she needed her friends to hype her up. And so her friends and them decided to jump on my friend when she was getting out of the shower. So this happened on the 6th floor in Dawson.
Oh, that's where I live.
2014. And they basically like jumped her. And so in retaliation, later on that day, we ran into their clique and they ran to our clique. You know, my friend family came down here and we was all like suited and booted, whatever the case might be. And at that time we were trying to really take it off campus. We really trying to do it on campus.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we weren't trying to get kids out of school. But it just so happened that like we was walking into Sherman, they was walking out and like before you knew it, like everybody just got took off and got to throwing them. So we just letting them fly. So that's pretty much what happened. And then I fled the scene of the incident and I ran back to my room in Dawson and tried to make it seem like I was never at the fight.
Yeah,
But
that didn't work.
cameras. So yeah. So I ended up getting suspended from Lincoln University for 5 years, and they found out that basically like I was just defending my friend and everything like that. And so what happened was that Lincoln was like, well, you were on a scholarship. You were part of Lincoln University cheerleaders team. So they was like, you know what, just take a year off and then come back. So my 5-year suspension I appealed too. And then they threw the case out. One of the young ladies who I did not fight, I fought a dude. One of the young ladies pressed charge on me, said I hit her. And so I ended up having to come down here to Jefferson City every month for a whole year to fight the case. And then it got up to trial. And the day before trial, I got a call from the attorney office saying that the young lady dropped everything. And so
Because she was lying.
She basically lied. And so when they watched the video, they was like, he never went. We saw who he fought. He never went nowhere near you. So they dropped everything the day before trial. And then Lincoln, once they reported that to Lincoln, Lincoln was like, okay, we reduced it to a year. So that's how it got reduced.
Because I was sure about to ask you, so hold on, you was banging girls?
No,
Nick.
No.
So we speaking to a man who is beat trial, made it back to campus, and not only made it back to campus, but you became a student leader. Man, what's the because it's not something easy to do. It's not what was the mindset of you? What was that sit down like?
That sit down for me during my year of suspension, I came home to a lot of like, my family was just like, I can't believe you went up there clowning like that. You was only up there for a semester and la-di-da-di-da. You don't know how to act. You ain't grown and all of that from the family. You talking about like from both sides of the family. Like everybody in their mama just was down my back every time I see them. They was just shaking their head. And it kind of hurted me because it's just like, dag, like y'all giving up on me, like one little mistake. Right. They just thought it was over for me. And so when I told them that I was going back, they was like, oh, you a fool. Why would you go back to that school? And la-di-da-da. All that stuff they got going on and you know, and so it was a lot of negativity surrounding it, and I had to like really like think for myself, and I had to really like stay true to who I am, and I knew that like me wanting to go off to a different school further away than 4 hours or things like that, my family couldn't provide that for me as far as like the financial sources. So it was like y'all gonna talk all of this, but where's the money at to send me off to a good school where none of this happens at? They can't back it up, so I'm like I'm just gonna go back to Lincoln. When I came back to Lincoln, a lot of people was like, oh, he back? Like, oh, my God, stay away from him. He likes to fight. It was that. And then I just had to, like, change the narrative. And so changing the narrative for me was going back to my roots, which is cheering dance. Right. I returned back to Lincoln University cheerleading team. I was selected by the dean of students at the time, Dr. O, and Miss Becky Palmer for a peer mentor. And then after that, I became a member of Cheer Fight Rockaway Cheerleading Fraternity. And then after that, it just kept going on. And so And now I'm sitting here as your 2019-2020 vice president. It's my senior year, and I'm also been given the title of assistant coach, and I'm also a member and also former captain, 2016-2017 of Lincoln University Cheerleading Squad.
So, what are some things that you yourself have noticed change from the Nick then to the Nick that's sitting here now?
I can say that like, that's a good question. The way I look at something before I react, I guess you could say. At first, I was a hothead. My background is like people full of hothead people. I mean, they say the expression is called like a loaded pistol, like you're a loaded pistol. So basically, like I used to be always on 10 for some reason. You look at me wrong, and I'm like, what? That's my background, and so like I had to like really tell myself like, you know, you need to like really like humble yourself. And I think the most humbling experience for me was that last year, during last semester, I got a gun put out on me behind Stamford Hall, coming up the Blue Tiger paw prints for me. And, you know, in an instant, like I could have lost my life, like real life. And so like during that time, it was humbling for me because of the simple fact that like I still had like old habits and things I know I need to change. And like after the situation, I'm like, if I was to die today, what would people remember me of? And one thing that Mama Fergus always taught me was like, the last thing you do is the first thing people will remember. And I'm like, what do I want to be remembered by? I don't want to be remembered by being always a hothead and being in drama or being around negativity. Even though sometimes it still finds its way to me, but you know, I just try to like maneuver the situation the best way I can because I'm genuinely trying to change that embedded negative vibe in me or that negative roots that I have being around, coming from a negative family sometimes, or negative friends, or just being around the wrong people. So,
anybody that has been kicked out of Lincoln or that's currently suspended or expelled or whatever, what would you say to them? Like, what would you want them to know?
First and foremost, with my situation, grades played a big part for me. That really did what saved me. For someone who's going through what I went through or something similar, the first thing you want to check is like your academic standing. That's one, because they will look at that as they will take it into consideration. Two, what were you doing on campus? Like, were you like a drug dealer? Were you a credit card scammer? Were you involved in any organizations? Like what were you doing? Because your character also plays a part too.
That is true.
That's why I said that with my situation, like my grades played a part, but also like I was still active on campus. And then like, you know, knowing people. So to those people, grades, your characteristics, or your character, what do you display on campus? And then 3, appeal shows that like, you know, you really care, that you really want to come back. Some people appeal like 2 or 3 times, but sometimes depending on the situation, you need to do that. So don't feel like Lincoln just being petty. Like they really want to show, do you really want to come back and change and be about what it is that you're saying? I just wrote 1 appeal and then the case got threw out. All that happened at one time, so that was good for me. Then I was active on campus. But some people it's different. Some people come here with a high school mindset and just think that, you know, that they can finesse their way through a lot of stuff, and you can't. And a lot of people get sent home and they can't come back, and then they all on Twitter talking about F Lincoln and this and the other. No, you just F yourself over.
You messed up.
And you wasn't doing nothing when you were here, so Lincoln not messing with you because you gonna come back with the same mindset, and they don't want that. So it's all about, it's a lot of stuff that go into consideration when you are going through that type of trial and tribulation with Lincoln. And it's just with any university. If it's any university, half the people that have been kicked out probably when they come back, and that's someone such as myself. So be grateful that you did come back, or you know Lincoln is trying to hear you out.
What made you want to like become a student leader?
I want to become a student leader because again, I just didn't want to have that negative connotation attached to my name, or somebody who's always in drama or being messy. And I'm not gonna fake it. It's probably a little bit off topic, but it's kind of similar to what we will be talking about today's discussion. I mean, when you guys' discussion. Gender and your sex. With me identifying myself as an openly gay male, a lot of people are familiar from their background that openly gay males, with certain individuals, can be very messy and they can be drama filled. And some people say they want to be too much like a female and being female mess. I won't say that was me, but I know people that are like that, and I didn't want nobody to view me as that way because I'm not so much of that. If that makes sense. So.
I was gonna say, well, how do you feel about like, what would you say to people coming in who are like you? You know what I'm saying? Who may be nervous about stuff like that, who like feel like they might be alone, like type stuff.
That's a really good question. I will always say, connect to those that who you feel like identify, someone who identify themselves as much as you are. Or I'm saying that so wrong. Someone, just look at. I mean, it's okay. So if there's all my gay freshmen or gay sophomores, whatever the case may be, well, really the freshmen that's coming in that don't know too much about college, because there is no how-to guide or no guidebook of how to maneuver through college. Know who you are, love yourself for who you are. Realize, look at the stuff they took into account of how far you came. Some people struggle with it to this day, and they, later then gain or develop a mental health issue. Some that is depression, anxiety. I would say always like reach out to somebody and get comfortable with that. As far as myself, when I first came in, I didn't have nobody available that was gay and that was openly gay that was just like, I can go talk to about problems and situations. I kind of had to like get a journal and write my thoughts out, and that's how I handle my situation. But for other people, please reach out to somebody, let somebody know. Yeah, I'm more than welcome to come talk to me, come chat it with me if you want to. I could give like the ins out, the do's and don'ts. And there's other people that attend this university that are openly gay. They may be chill, they may be to themselves, but don't be afraid to speak to them, because you just never know what advice that person could give to you that could help you in a moment. Because sometimes we really don't know what people are going through or what people are dealing with on the inside. Right. We just assume that everybody's okay, and sometimes they're not okay.
Right.
So,
My fault.
oh, what was it?
I was just gonna say, like besides that, and during like your suspension and stuff, how did you keep your mind strong? Because I know as college students, we go through a lot of problems that we're not gonna talk about out loud. And so how did you keep your mind strong that you even had to want to come back to school after all of that controversy?
After all of that, I ain't gonna fake it, it was hard, y'all, because when you have so many people saying no, you believe the no's. And so one thing I had to do for me, I had to step out on my own. So like, when I was doing that whole year suspension, I ended up getting my own apartment, and I ended up owning my second car. And being to yourself, ain't nothing like home, ain't nothing like having a place to yourself. So like, when it's a place to yourself, you really have to like, get your mind together. So for me, I did like sticky notes. I put sticky notes all over the house, on my mirrors, on my walls, and things like that, of just like inspiring quotes and just telling myself. Praying played a big part. I dealt with like a religious warfare with myself, because at one point I won't say I didn't believe in God, but I just felt like I was always counted out or something, or I feel like, why is it always happening to me? And I think that we all been to that place before, but with me it was like really deep for me, because I'm just like, damn, why am I gay? Why am I this? Why did this happen to me? Why did I get put out? Why did it have to be me? And I just had to look at the situation like, you can't go blaming God for something that you've done. Like, this isn't godly, like, of what you've done, so you can only blame yourself. So, just making time to yourself to clear your head. What else? Sticky notes, quotes, and things like that. I write music, so, and I sing too, but I'm not a singer. I just like to sing because I write the songs. But writing and freestyling my feelings and things like really did help me like keep a clear head.
So with that being said, we're going to move into hot topics, y'all. I was wondering, so I know everybody has heard about the gender inclusive doll line. So I was going to say, Nick, I know how you just said it kind of ties into, how do you feel about that? Them trying to make dolls for everyone.
And we're talking about Barbie dolls, right?
Yes, they're Barbie dolls. So this is, I believe it's pronounced Madel. It's a Barbie line. Does anybody know how to pronounce it? It's Madel or Madel. Well, they just launched a gender inclusive doll line. It's called Creatable World, meaning they're gonna have like, so let's say for like girl dolls, they'll have like, male clothing, and like for boy dolls, they'll have girl clothing. And I know they're having 6 sets. So with each set, they're gonna have a long hair to choose from or short hair, So how do you feel about that, Nick?
Okay, I'm gonna be 1,000.
Yes.
And I may offend some people, but I don't mean to. It's not intentionally or genuinely. Me personally, y'all people gonna look at me crazy, but I don't agree.
You don't?
No.
Why?
And the reason why I disagree is because I feel like we get it. LGBT rights, LGBTQA and all this. Like we get it. You know what I'm saying? We pay. People have rest their beautiful souls, but they paved the way for a lot of to open up doors for us new generation. And I just feel like with the Barbie dolls, that's not something you're promoting to be a good thing. That's more so something like a laugh in your face or a playful thing. The reason why I say this is because as gay people, you know, when we was younger, we used to play with dolls. You know what I'm saying? Some people play with dolls, some people didn't. And I just feel like for someone, you know, who don't really know himself, it's like you kind of like forcing. It's like you putting something in front of him that he's not too familiar with. You're going to confuse him.
I feel like that's what I thought.
Confusion going to come in. So a man playing with a young kid playing with a male Barbie doll who got girl clothes on, you're going to confuse the child. And
that's what I was thinking.
And for me, that's going to hurt. If I had a child, that's going to hurt my child. My child going to grow up asking me a lot of questions, and I'm going to have to explain to him at a very young age. I'm going to have to keep re-explaining to him when he get older.
Right.
I mean, it's okay because he's going to be familiar with what it is so that when he get older and he see it in real life, he won't be so clueless or confused, or he won't be, you know, I'm going to teach him or her how to address or how to talk to people with.
But it's like...
But don't know.
It's like they taking their childhood away, like kind of just like forcing it on them.
Just
like just let them play with the dolls and just leave it at that. Like
just let it be that. Like you making I'm just not for it, y'all. I'm sorry, but like for those y'all that's out there listening, I'm all for my gay people. But please understand that like some stuff is just a no. Just like it was a situation where they was saying I think it was the man buns or some like they was doing man buns, and that's a no for me. Like. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff that I've been seeing, like with like, I wish I could remember exactly what it was, but it's a lot of stuff that's going on with the gay community that they're trying to like, that they're thinking that they're doing good, but it's really like it's a mockery, and y'all like it's a joke, and I don't take that as something that's gonna like really like help influence or show diversity within our culture groups or within this generation, because that's not going to change how people react, how people interact with gay people in real life. Right. So. Having them playing with dolls, no, it's not gonna impact nothing. Like you're not changing anything. Like, no, I don't. Me, no, it's enough for me.
Everybody else?
I agree with you on that too, because I know we had a kind of a similar conversation at the barbershop before, and we was talking about all of this, and I just feel like she said, like it's taking the kids' like choice away. Like they gotta like live some more and like really decide like what they gonna be on. I feel like if you automatically just putting it in front of the kids' face, like they just like if they not sure, then you just making the decision for them. So yeah, I definitely agree with what you said as far as that goes.
I agree.
Dang, look, everybody on the same page then, I guess.
He hit it head on, though. He had a great explanation. I mean, he did what he said,
Yeah. Okay.
That is silly.
So let's see, Aaron, what we got next in Hot Topics.
All right, so Nick Cannon, we all know Nick Cannon, like he the businessman. So starting at the beginning of next year, he actually will be hosting his own daytime talk show. It's something he's been trying to do since he left America's Got Talent back in 2017, I think it was. He said he's been trying to do something. So I want to, do y'all think, like as a business mogul, like do y'all think like Nick Cannon's doing the right thing? Because, he has Wild 'N Out, his own show. He has, he owns like Teen Nick, or owns part of like Teen Nick and all that. He's done stuff at Cartoon Network. He's owned like music groups and all that. He's done comedy. So how do y'all feel like on his side that I think he's like doing too much, or y'all think he's not doing enough?
No, I think he's doing an amazing job. I don't think he's doing too much at all. If he want the money, he got the talent, might as well.
Right, and then like on another level, like thinking deep into it, I feel like he's in the best position to really touch like the next generation and stuff, because like everybody coming up, they probably either watching Wild 'N Out or people like our age or before us, stuff they seen him on Nick and everything else. So it's just like he really can speak on a lot of stuff because he comes from a big diverse background, and he says everything.
I would say, to piggyback off what Drew is saying, I would say I think that he is preparing. He's keeping the generations on their toes, and I feel like what he's doing at this particular time and how money is going and how some people have their highs and their lows. I think that he don't want to hit a low to where people be like, oh, you had this at one point in time. What did you do? Because, they here now, and then where are they tomorrow? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he's doing the necessary steps to ensure that for the rest of his life and his kids' life that he has with former ex-wife Mariah Carey, that their kids are set for life. So I think that he's really setting up for that.
To piggyback off of that, also, all the controversy that he's been through, like he never like lets that get to him. Like I think that's a good thing for people to look up to with him as well. Like Mariah Carey and all his music that he made and whatever. So that's good too. So
he also said like even the show might get a little Dr. Phil-ish on the show. So would y'all rather see that from Nick, or would y'all want like a Ellen type show, like where he has like just what do y'all want to see?
I'd rather see Dr. Phil. He's already funny on Wild 'N Out, so
y'all want like a serious.
I would
type?
rather see a more serious. Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I say more serious is only because like every show you gonna do is gonna be ran off of laughter. Like at some point you're not gonna be funny no more.
Right.
No one's gonna watch you no more in your ratings.
And I feel like he gonna have a lot of like good stuff to say. Like I feel like he's very like wise. So I would definitely like to hear him outside of being funny.
Right. They talking about reboots. They saying that Nick the new Arsenio, the new Arsenio Hall. So I feel like he in his bag. And another thing, he controlling the narrative. Whenever he did his stand-up special, he had the acronym NBC stand for N-word, be careful. Now he got his own show, executively produced, and everything by him. He can do pretty much whatever he wants to do, whenever he want to do, without answering to anybody. You understand? And I think that's just dope seeing it come from somebody so young.
Right.
You understand?
I definitely feel like Nick Cannon is like a underrated, like good role model example for the black community, because like he's showing us like, I mean, everybody coming up now, they either want to be football player, basketball player, artist, stuff like that. And so he's showing like he's been a comedian, he's been an actor, he's been an artist, he's been a host, he owns a lot of businesses, he's a CEO, you know what I'm saying?
And he's a current HBCU student.
You see what I'm saying?
Howard.
And so like that's what I feel like the people we should be looking up to, not just the same people in the same niche, but somebody who is outside the box. That's why I even commend Kanye, because he's in fashion, music, and everything. Versatile for sure. Yeah.
Speaking of Kanye, man, what y'all think about that delay?
Kanye, he a brat. He want his day. Straight up.
What
I
is
ain't even
it?
gonna say a brat. He's
The
a goat.
delay on his
He's
music.
a goat. So
They
like,
saying
he
a
want
lot
his
of
own
people
day.
up in roar about it. The music was supposed to release today and it didn't. So
Don't he always do like extra stuff
Exactly,
like that?
that's
like
what I'm
he's
saying.
extra
He-
typical
like
Kanye.
He
I
hyped
mean,
it up,
it's just
yeah.
marketing. I mean, it's not hard. He's just marketing. Like that's literally all
Yeah,
he's doing.
I gotta agree with him. Like, he want his own day, because like it's a lot of stuff that dropped today. Like you got like Kevin Gates, Young M.A., a lot the baby, a lot of singles that dropped today. So I feel like he just want like
Nobody's
his own
gonna
thing.
pay attention to they're not gonna put all their focus on him if there's other people.
Yeah.
They still gonna pay attention
I feel
to
like
him,
he
but
just
he
want that to
wants
himself.
all.
He wants that spotlight.
I mean, Beyonce would have done the same thing.
She would have.
It would just randomly dropped.
She did. No, hold on. What?
She
Oh, I
did.
thought you said
That's
she
what I'm saying.
did. I was about to-
She would've just
She just randomly dropped the formation
And-
video on us, and we was like,
And Kanye may be doing the same thing.
cause she did.
Hey, yeah, Kanye may be doing.
And
the
then
same
she
thing.
performed it at the Super Bowl 2 weeks later. Period. Marketing.
Speaking of the Super Bowl, we got the announcement yesterday that J-Lo and Shakira are going to be performing at this year's Super Bowl. J-Lo made the tweet because after it was like rumors that she was doing it, and she finally tweeted saying this is happening, and then she posted like the date of the Super Bowl with her and Shakira. And so with that being said, like, do y'all feel like this year's gonna be a good show? Because I remember last year with Maroon 5, it was like a lot of backlash. Like, people didn't enjoy the show. People was changing the channel during the halftime show. Like, do y'all feel like this will be a good year for the halftime show?
no.
I think. Well, J-Lo is a good performer, so I'll give J-Lo, but Shakira. But J-Lo's a good performer, so I know it's gonna be stuff, people in the air. It's gonna be it's gonna be very extra. So I feel like it's gonna be a good show. But I mean, she could honestly do a solo. She really don't need
And
Shakira.
I want to come clean, like. I don't really know, and I'm not trying to disrespect J-Lo.
Right,
For a
right.
Super Bowl performance, I'm thinking of somebody with hits after hits. Not to say she don't have hits, I can't name
I'm still
one.
Jenny from the block. But she could do a lot of throwback songs. Though.
I'm just saying, like,
I
I
mean-
don't know. I'm not here for it, but
I mean, honestly, when you find like
No.
her at her age and you a good performer, I mean, you really don't need hits. I'm just throwing that out there. Like, you really don't. Like, people
they gonna
just
be on stage.
people watch her for the looks. I'm sorry. Like, I mean, she can sing too, but when you have that look and you can move and dance like that, performance. If it's a good performance, the song honestly really don't matter. When she got all the extra stuff with the background dancers, it's gonna be super extra.
So,
I'm gonna watch it.
So what was your favorite Super Bowl halftime show? Mine personally, I gotta either give it. I feel like you already know it, but look, my personally, you gotta either be Prince when he did it in 07 or Beyonce when she brought out Destiny's Child. So I feel like that like had like a good crowd reaction and all that.
Beyonce and Bruno was the best one.
Beyonce and Bruno.
Beyonce and Bruno killed the whole. It's like who was the dude? Who was the dude?
The choreographer?
No, the white boy that was performing. Who was he? It was another performer that.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Who?
I don't know his name.
Oh, I feel so bad. But yeah,
I
Beyonce
was
and
the
Bruno.
lead singer of Maroon 5.
No, that's Adam Levine.
So it
That was
wasn't
that
It was Coldplay.
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 That's what it was.
Yeah, they did cool. But yeah, Beyonce and Bruno.
I would say Beyonce and Bruno, Michael Jackson, and that's all for me.
And Janet's nip slip.
And Jenny's famous, infamous.
No,
nip slip.
that was a
But
good
also,
performance.
I think my opinion on J-Lo is a performer, so I'm gonna say that she's gonna really bring her Vegas themed shows to the Super Bowl for sure. Shakira, I feel like she's gonna get her moment, and then after that, J-Lo's gonna take over. That's how I'm seeing it. I feel like it's really gonna be J-Lo's show, but Shakira gonna have a moment, then Shakira's gonna go off, and J-Lo's gonna have the rest of the show.
Did y'all see? Y'all know Jay-Z, his Rock Nation's partnership with the NFL, so he get to choose like the music aspect and who performs now. So how y'all feel about that? Like a black
I think
male.
it's lit.
I mean, I feel like
Yeah.
it's good, but like he had that whole like beef with the NFL thing. Like I forgot the bar was like they wanted me at the Super Bowl. I don't need y'all. Y'all need me, stuff like that. But now I feel like it's more of like him, like saying like this is a good thing for me, and like he can have like a creative mindset over what's going on and all that. I mean, I'm not saying I hope he didn't choose these two like his first year doing it. Like this is what you hitting us with, but like hey, maybe it's more to come from the years to be.
He might have a wifey come out the back and say the show. Be like, Beyonce, get out there.
Right.
No, I already talked to Beyonce. She said she's gonna be in the back with the baby. Sorry.
He might hop on stage.
I talked
Cole
to her.
got them
I talked to her
hits.
personally the other day. She told me
got them
she.
hits.
Yeah, I do. No
She
big
got
deal.
the exclusive on
Yeah,
me.
she said she wasn't coming out.
Alright, I feel you.
But Shakira just gonna do hips don't lie. She can go, to be honest.
Oh yeah, that's really who I was talking about. I ain't even mean to do
My
J-Lo
hips
like
don't
that, but like
lie.
Shakira, like,
I'm sorry.
oh yeah, she do got a song.
But J-Lo probably gonna sing Beyonce for it.
Don't ever disrespect.
I'm not here for it though. I'm just not. I'm not here.
You're not here for
it.
J Lo.
I'm not.
J Lo is a performer.
I'm not here for it. I'm sorry. Like I don't know. Maybe it's because like I don't listen to her a lot, but like I just feel like our generation, like we
I mean,
wouldn't
well,
appreciate
they
it.
usually don't pick
Not even me. I
nobody
don't
for the
appreciate
generation.
it. I'm sorry, but
Because
like,
even
I don't know.
last year, I mean, it's gonna be better than Maroon 5.
It's just gonna be a show like,
nah,
oh, okay,
I like
it was
Maroon
cute.
5.
I remember
I
they wanted
low-key like
Migos when it was in
Maroon
Atlanta,
5.
and like people was going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see,
I mean, I feel like it's good, especially like them ones where they like have the people bring out like when Justin Timberlake did his, he brought out NSYNC,
See, I
and then
feel
Beyonce
like
brought Disney. So I feel like those like give good shows.
I
when
feel
they,
like Justin Timberlake, that's like a good, cause like he kind of cause like not everybody listens to Migos. Y'all get what I'm saying. So like you can't choose a group like Migos because you still have to appeal the Super Bowl to everyone. It's just not about the black culture. It's about everybody's culture. So I feel like with J-Lo, that's them being diverse pretty much. Now they could have had J-Lo and somebody else. We didn't need two of them. We could have just stuck with one. But I think that's because she's appealing to, you got the blacks, the whites, Hispanics, yada, 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 all that. You know what I'm saying? So
That's definitely what I was gonna say. I definitely agree with that.
that's how I feel
yeah,
on
I
that.
think it'll just be a cute little show. I don't think it's gonna be like memorable. Like
I don't think they've had any memorable
I think
since
it's just
Beyonce.
gonna be,
Prince.
aw, J Lo, that was good. Clap it up.
Yeah, Prince killed.
I'm
But
not
I'm
here for
honestly
it.
what the Super Bowls. I mean, but like Katy Perry, I don't listen to Katy Perry like that, but she had a good performance. She had all the stuff coming out, all the extra. Nick, why you making that?
Oh, you gotta be extra.
Yeah. All right, what's next in Hot Topics? I'm over them.
I mean, my boy AB, he's been like beefing on Twitter lately. You know what I'm saying? Got into it with Eric Weddle.
Who?
Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown.
Y'all can't be saying AB. Don't nobody know him like that.
He even said that. He said that on Twitter. He's like, "You don't call me AB. That's my
Come on now.
football
I'm
name.
sorry,
You gotta
I
call."
don't- I don't have a Twitter, so I don't.
No, but he got recently, you know, he got released from the Patriots. You know, the helmet and the feet and all that stuff was going about him. And then he recently got accused of like the whole rape stuff. So that's been crazy, man. What do y'all think about that?
So Antonio Brown, like he former wide receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers, he got traded to the Raiders in the offseason, and like he had like a bunch of stuff going on with him. Like he didn't wear the right footwear and the cryo free, like you know how people get that cryo stuff like on their body, like the little anti-freeze stuff. Like he didn't wear the right footwear in that, so he like had like his foot like split open and all that stuff, so he couldn't like practice for that. And then like he had like a grievance over the helmet he had to wear, so he didn't, because he wanted to wear a certain helmet, but the NFL said it wasn't like didn't meet regulations, so he like sat out for that. And then like he was getting into it with coaches, media, all that. Then he had sexual harassment allegations against a former trainer for Pittsburgh, but then those got dropped because like videos of them like actually having like a consensual relationship dropped and all that. But then like a week or two later, another person came out and like accused him of like sexual harassment and all that. So he got released from the Raiders, but then in the same day he got signed by New England Patriots. And then like when the second sexual harassment claims come out, he texted the girl accusing them and like threatened her and stuff like that. So with that, like, you know, tamper with the case. So
He's guilty.
So yeah, with that he got released from the Patriots. So now he's like talk about, you know, quitting football. He doesn't need football. It's more than just like football. Like he's the person too and stuff like that.
He talks about like other people. That
So yeah, he's been like so just
too.
recently he just tweeted on he tweeted like a Lil Wayne lyric. He was like the game need me and stuff like that. And then like a bunch of football players thought he like meant that literal. So they like, you know, they talk about him like you don't even play on the team right now, stuff like that. So yeah, they was on his head.
And then there's other dudes like Big Ben. You know.
He was basically like talking like how there are people like still in the NFL playing today, like Ben Roethlisberger, his former quarterback for the Steelers. He was accused of raping somebody, and he only I think got like a 4-game suspension for it, and he was actually found guilty for that charge. And then you got like other like his Robert Kraft. Yeah, he was like for going to like I don't want to say brothel stuff like that. It was like basically like a sex ring and stuff like that. But then he got off on that. So he's basically saying like he feels like the NFL and people like attacking him for stuff that he's doing. Like then like people could like bring up Mike Vick with the whole dog situation back when he got he got suspended for that. And like they saying like they're attacking like black athletes and stuff like that.
Do y'all think like race plays like a role in it?
You feel like what?
Do you think like race plays a role in that?
No, not at all.
You don't
it's
think
money. Money is the root to all evil. If y'all really sit and be very analytical about all three of those situations, I mean all two of those both of those situations, it's money. I feel like people get to a certain status, wherever it is, being a celebrity, an athlete, and they go dumb with the money. Like you give a person all that money, they become money hungry, and then they want power, and they want seniority, and it's like no, I feel like that. Some stuff that he was doing was gonna eventually hit the light, and this is his way of he's acting out basically, and he's not getting his way, and so he's being a child. And I feel like with those things that happen outside of NFL, like with those, if y'all think about like every year, it's always a high number of so many NFL players are doing these things with these girls, and I do feel like some of them are putting hands on these girls and threatening them because. Man, you play football for a living. You concussions and everything like that. You're not right in the head.
That like, CTE.
They be having problems, but they don't want to talk about it. And money, and you know, you got some good money, you can hide that. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's why I said it's some money for sure. But like they got issues. Now he's guilty. Like he's straight guilty. I don't care.
But you don't got the facts though.
But you're right. I don't have the facts. But you got to look at like a statistic mindset and like of how like previous situations how they are similar, and I just feel like the underline is money, but all of them, I feel like the main problem is that they all have problems. They're power hungry, they're money hungry, like all of that takes into play. But you got it.
I mean, but
I'm just saying, man, you don't got all the facts, Brody.
But if he wasn't guilty, why was he texting the girl? threatening her.
I'm not picking the side, bro. I'm just saying he don't got the facts yet. Talk about it when you get the facts. That's all I'm saying.
It's pretty
Guilty.
obvious.
Guilty.
For your boy, man.
What's
I ain't even siding for him. I'm just saying Brody don't got the facts.
Okay.
Brody guilty?
Guilty.
But do y'all feel like
Brody guilty.
all these like athletes, is this like a cry out for help? Like as he said, like mental things, like money. Like you gotta think like these athletes, they come from nothing. They come from the gutter. So when they get into this lifestyle, it's like they're overloaded and like this is overwhelming to them. And like they're always in the spotlight. They're always doing this.
Well,
so now it's like nobody has help. Like they don't know how to
some
express themselves.
some of them come from that. Not all.
Well, some of them. Yeah.
So no, y'all grown men. Like
Yeah.
I'm honestly, y'all are too grown at this point. Y'all not teenagers. Y'all have been living in the real world. Like so, no. To be honest,
People who've been on teams for years. How long How long has he been playing in the NFL?
Like 10 years.
10 years.
10
10 years,
no
and you still act like you don't know what to do and how to do it.
Man,
Come on
he
now.
too grown for that.
You too grown for that. 10 years. If I would have said a year, I was like, maybe he's a rookie. He still got to learn a lot of learning.
Yeah, it's not like the Kareem
But no,
Hunt situation.
10 years, no, you know better.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree with that. But I do feel like, I'm not even going to fake it. I do feel like race kind of did play a part in this situation, only because, like we said, Ben Roethlisberger, he a white quarterback.
Right.
He actually got found guilty. Like, this is, in the paperwork. Like,
Right.
he was
He's still
charged
on the NFL
with
team.
rape. So, and he only was suspended for a game. This man then got dropped from 2 teams in under 2 weeks.
And there's no evidence. It's
Well,
A
well,
black man.
well,
no
let's-
evidence against him either. too.
but let's put it in context. He wanted to get dropped from the Raiders because
Okay.
he had a bigger payday coming with the Patriots.
Right.
But then once he got with the Patriots, because on the Raiders, he called the owner, he called his boss a
He took
cracker.
less money with the
No,
And
he had more money. Yeah, he had more money with the
with
Raiders.
the Raiders. He took
He
less
had
money.
he had a longer contract, but with the Patriots, I think for 1 or 2 years he had like 35 mil.
He wanted a ring. That's why he went to the Patriots.
He had about 35 mil. So initially he was gonna go to the Patriots, ball out, and get a bigger extended contract. With the Raiders, he had more of an extended contract. But essentially for that 1 year with the Patriots, it was a better bang for his buck. Because everybody know in football you could get injured and it be over. He had more money guaranteed.
He was just trying to get the ring. It was
So I think-
less about the bag.
I think initially what I'm saying, I think that race plays a part in this, and we was all rooting for him. Like, man, he called that man out, and he running the league. He, what I'm saying, go black man, go. But then he got to the Patriots, and we all on him. We like, man, he a genius, he a genius, he a genius. And then the rape allegations come back up.
And see, like, I feel like young African American men, rich, are prayed after. Cause I mean, like, even regular dudes, like
Exactly.
gals these days, they want you to have this and that, and they don't got what do they got they self. But him, he in this position, and he in the NFL, he making all this money, been making this money, like we said, for 10 years. Right. These gals, we ain't gonna act like these gals ain't out here finessing. Like, we know this already. So, one, the girl tried to accuse him. Boom. It's a video of her, like, playing with the man naked and stuff. Okay, so, obviously, he ain't rape her. What he gotta rape her for? What he gotta rape any girl for? He having all this money. You think a female not gonna...
but hold on, Drew.
Don't say that. They got all
I
this
brought it
money.
up. I
Don't.
brought it up.
I'm not gonna say that whether he did or didn't do it, because we journalists. I'm gonna
Right.
say allegedly.
Oh, yeah,
but
that's
those are
allegedly.
good.
I'm not-
No, all I'm saying is
Allegedly.
All I'm saying is don't say all that money. What he need to rape somebody for? Cause it's a lot of celebrities
No,
that be
and,
doing
and
so.
like I said, I wasn't even done, though. I'm
Oh,
just
okay.
saying, like, straight up, he don't really have to do all of that. In the one situation that started off all of this, we found that to be a lie. Now you got these other girls. It's just like in these other situations that we look at, all of these people. Ain't no way in the world he done did this to all these people. I don't want to bring up who.
Are you saying
who-
he's being framed?
I don't know, but I feel like he's being targeted. Yeah, this the
There's
right
several-
time for that.
It could be a
never smacked
possibility.
if he didn't ever smack the female for like some little something, now they want to bring this time. Now they talking. Well, that one time he.
So you're
did
saying they
this
trying to
me.
find something to stick to him because he got off with one situation?
Exactly.
I feel
it's
like
just
that could
people-
play.
I feel like these other females that's coming up now just trying to find a come up too.
They're trying
That's
to
actually
make a
what I
name for
feel
themselves and get
and
some
it's-
money.
And it's messing up his life. Cause say he really didn't do this. Cause I don't know what he did.
Right.
Like bro said,
That's what I'm
allegedly.
saying.
I feel
So
like
it's
you
like-
brought up a pivotal point when you said about the brain and the CTE, because Aaron Hernandez, he was a young football player who played the same position as Antonio Brown,
For the
and Warren
Patriots.
Sapp actually said they actually did studies on his brain after his passing, and they found like one of the highest cases on somebody that young. So on that side of the spectrum, I do think there is a chance he could have been acting out, because there's so much science and things that comes into playing football. And on another side of the spectrum, I also am siding with the conspiracy theories that they are just attacking the young black male. We'll never know. With that being said, it's a touchy
That was
situation.
hot right there. That was hot for sure.
Speaking of attacking the young black man, I just want to give a shout out to I do not want to get his name wrong.
Corey
Jerome, who played Corey Wise on When They See Us. Congratulations
man.
on your
Shout out
first
to that
Emmy.
dude, man. Shout out Central Park 5.
Targeting black males.
That was a great segue.
You know.
That was like,
I tried. I was thinking of it. I felt it. It was a good time. But yeah, shout out to him. That was a good movie. Our black men in here. Hold on. Our black men. What y'all got to say? So, because, I mean.
I say it was a good thing for him, especially like the role, that last episode of When They See Us, where everybody who said, like, you really felt like
I was crying
the pain
for
that
him.
that Corey went through, because you actually saw what he went through. Because like they said, all these, even the people, like the other people, like Yusuf, all of them, they said when they were just kids in jail, they thought they were all getting the same treatment. They thought like they were all in like, you know, just going through the system and all that. But after they seeing the documentary, they saw what Corey had to went through on Rikers Island. So and you can see that the Jarrell like portrayed that and like gave us that, and yeah, so I feel like he deserved it.
I feel like it's big for the culture again, because like we said, that movie showed like some injustice as far as the African American community, and those are some young boys. Like I had a 15-year-old little brother. Some of them were younger than that, and so like I definitely feel like him winning that Emmy for his performance and that role was big, and it's even shedding a light on the people who didn't know about the Central Park 5 and everything. But yeah.
I can definitely say the Central Park 5, I had no awareness or knowledge of this. So it was kind of like a thing where like people was like kept pushing the message. I was like encouraging and like prompting people to watch this documentary, and I think that it's really good that that the movie did gain the exposure that it needed. But let's keep it 1,000, y'all. Even though, do y'all feel like the system is going to change?
No, it's never gonna change.
Like, and I'm not trying to like bring the hype of the movie down, not at all. But you know, I'm happy for them people, but I don't feel like nothing's gonna change, and that's the sad part about it.
Well, yeah, because there's been so many cases since then, but it's good that they did the show or the movie at this time, because with like police brutality against black people, it's so popular right now. Like them trying to bring black people down is very popular. So I mean, it might not change, but that's just something. I mean, we don't learn stuff like that in school, which is a problem. So with Netflix doing that, it's something you teaching young kids. So I don't know, it's still a good
and
thing.
not even just police brutality, because even more specific in the Central Park 5 case, the actual character that he played was Corey Wise, who didn't have nothing to do with it. He was just going to court with his friends. So not even just police brutality, but the accusation side of things. So I think that really shed like a big highlight on that.
But still, even with police brutality, they was hitting on them young boys.
Oh
while
yeah,
they
most
was,
definitely. No,
when they was
not to
investigating
dismiss it,
them,
not to
so
dismiss it like it wasn't a big
I was
part
about to
of
say,
it.
and
But I
those were
was saying-
children. They was hitting them upside the head and everything.
I got it. Yeah, so I actually, so I was at the mall back in KC a couple years ago. It was around Christmas time, you know. In KC, you know, when you see Christmas time when you were younger, everybody go to the mall the day after Christmas. So I had started my dreads and stuff, locks, and so a fight broke out, which I wasn't a part of. All the people ran. I'm walking. Police officer came to me, put me in handcuffs, put me and my friend in handcuffs, took us to the back, just kept asking me questions. He was like, so why were you fighting all this? I was like, sir, I wasn't fighting anything. Slammed me on the desk. Right hand to God. Slammed me on the desk. Kept asking me for my name, who I am. I said, I didn't do anything. Slammed me on the desk, checked my pockets, took everything, took my ID, spread it out, called my mom and dad and everything. It was just like, it's just, for me to experience that was just like, this is really real. Like,
Yeah, it shows that it still goes on.
and I'm banned from Overland Park, and I didn't do anything.
You been for Overland Park?
Yes.
That's crazy.
It's crazy because
No, because they are a little racist out there. I don't care what nobody
it's
say.
like the whole segment of today's like topics ties into everything that we're talking about.
Yes.
That was like a dope, like, I mean, it's sad what happened,
Yeah,
but
it ain't
it's
dope
kind of
that it
like the
happened.
same thing, like almost what happened with the, like, you didn't have anything to do with it, but you were accused because of your.
One word I can say for today's segment is influence. Like how the dolls, should they be a thing for young men to play with? You know what I'm saying? It's an influence thing. You know what I'm saying? Influence could have good and bad to it. Just like Central Park 5, when they were young and they was being interrogated by the police officer and by the system, they were influenced to say bad things, or you know what I'm saying? You know, it's like influence plays a part, just like with the gentleman AB with, you know, money, a lot of money to him, he can flaunt it, and I feel like an influence to him is like, I got money, so girls gonna want me, and I can get whatever I want. You know what I'm saying? At some point, like, and then with the rape allegations, everything, and influence played a part for women to, like, the system gonna try to stick something to him, and then you have all these random girls are trying to, like, it's in one word today could be influence, because there's a lot of influence. Influence can have good and bad.
Period. Well, thank you, Nick,
Thank
for
you so much, guys,
joining
for
us.
having
We
me.
Everybody round of
appreciate
applause
you.
for
Right.
Nick. Y'all know he a fellow journalism major, so he know how to
I
talk,
am.
man. He get on that mic and he go to work.
I try.
All right. Well, thanks y'all for tuning in. We will see y'all next week. Peace.
Let's go.